Oh my God, my bones. My bones on this beautiful Monday. What is going on, you guys? This is the Improv Live. I know a lot of you guys are at work. You know, unlike other people, y'all don't live off Medicaid and a dried up ass pension. So, you know, y'all out there working in them corporate jobs, girl, making it happen right now. Okay. But, you know, I got time right now, especially since I'm waiting on a wig. I'm waiting on a wig to arrive that I can put on all 24 inches of the hair that still grows out of my head because my father didn't pass me down no recessive genetics that left me bald at 21. So while I'm waiting on my wig to come that I can throw on top of 24 inches of natural hair that grows out of my head because I don't suffer from no recessive hereditary genetics, I decided, why not come and entertain the people all at the same damn time? So now we're here. Go ahead and run them likes up, order that stuff, subscribe. If you're new here, turn your notifications on. You can Cash App, you can PayPal, $, all this and PayPal, all of that. All donation information is in the description box below, chat. And make sure that you share the stream out to wherever it is you have a digital community. With no further ado, let's go ahead and just push on. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. Let's go ahead and push on. Hold on. Where's my Marshall? Where is my Marshall? Oh, here it is. Going through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, Conscious Crew? So I just need to know one thing, child. Another psychotic lunatic has freed themselves from their padded room and is running through the asylum, girl, in a delirious fit of delusion. And I am just cackled and tickled and cackling, mumbling and cackling and tickled. So somebody had told me that the trash report was finally gonna go live in an attempt to salvage what isn't no longer remaining of his dumpster juice ass reputation all over social media, including very much so in the church sector. And I was like, oh, that's going to be so cute for her to attempt to defend herself because, you know, she has some very poignant things she's going to have to defend. And she ain't even 90 seconds in to her delusion, girl. And it's already a whole chop, girl. I just can't. For 2026, I'm really going to help YouTube to push legislation that requires people who decide that they want to attempt to be a content creator to have to pass a psych evaluation. Yes. You know, it's time for some licensing when it comes to social media. It's very much so time, you know, to regulate and percolate these social media spaces, child, so that the people who want to be creators can actually get the professional and medicated help they actually, in fact, need. Okay, a lot of these people are trying to treat psychosis with fame and trying to treat bipolarism with clout and trying to treat chronic depression with grifting. Okay, and we're just going to have to help YouTube and all the social media out for 2026 with getting the proper legislation in place so that people can sit their ass down in an old folks' home and finally retire on to damn glory instead of embarrassing themselves all up and down the social media sanctuary. Okay? Now, the first thing that I want to... What is the first thing that I want to... Because right now, baby, Consciouztv got these girls turned upside down. Like, bitches literally ain't even sleeping at this motherfucking point, girl. They are wrecking their brains trying to figure out to and fro what to do, how to recover, what the PR need to be, baby. And when you begin an attempt at PR without no facts, and you're going up against someone who laid your ass to rest with the facts of your character and the facts of your life, this is why I don't even waste my time. Like, sometimes, even when I'm doing this for fun, even when I'm gathering and I'm addressing just for the sake of highlighting the psychoticness of it all, I still feel like I'm doing myself a disservice because I'm just like, oh my God, like, these girls are not formative opponents. And it embarrasses me to even have to shrink myself to even acknowledge people who can't even get a click and a view without super chatting other content creators to get a click and a view brought upon them. Like, it really is a reduction. But at the very least, we are here for fun, okay? Nothing serious, because we already done been here and done this, and we're just doing this for the hell of it, okay? Now, y'all know that the trash report has been exposed by every damn body at this point, girl. Exposed by Gerald Jackson of the NC Beat. They've been exposed by King Jives and all 8 of the goddamn 4 kings and queens, girl. They've been exposed by CTV, girl. You know, the trash report, girl, you know, lives head first in the dumpster. And there's been recent events that have caused this girl to once again forget how she got in this position. So we want to talk about how she once again got herself in this position, right? So, as we all know, one of the many felt tactics of the trash report is that she will initially throw the rocks and then she will hide her obese ass hands. Okay? And in this case, this girl once again wanted to smoke, so I gave her all the fire. Okay? And ever since she's been inflamed, ever since she's been out there cooking on that grill at 450 degrees, she has just been simmering and disintegrating in spirit, in intellect, in sanity. And all she had to do was to shut her ashy, raggedy ass mouth. Okay? Now, you guys know 2 weeks ago, I came and spoke about my perspective on Bishop Jordan obsessing over Dr. Reid and running him down like Shakara Richardson on a damn track meet at Lenox Mall, and spoke about these audios and, you know, did my 1-2, did what only CTV could do. Now, while I was doing all of that, the trash report decided she wanted to go live afterwards and hoot and holler once she found out that Larry had sent me the audios as well, or sent me the audio, I should say, as well. And I remember thinking at that time, like, why do you have my name in your mouth? Because the entire time I was up here talking about my opinion about the mall run-in and about these audios and about these emails, I don't recall referring to the trash report because I don't give a damn about this whole, like, literally, it's completely and utterly irrelevant. So then why are you online right after my commentary hooting and hollering, bitch, because a nigga that you can't stand having his best bitch has a best bitch. And I've said this before, it's clear that the trash report has forgotten that there's never any space and opportunity, never no reason for her to get comfortable. I don't give a damn how long you think you ain't seen me around. I don't care if you think that me and Dr. Reid are not speaking. I don't care what it looks like. You should never, ever, 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 ever get caught up in any of that, bitch. Because at this point, as I've said, as Dr. Reid has said, girl, this is family at this point, girl. So it's just in everybody's best interest to just always stay out of it. Like, you can mind Dr. Reid's affairs with everybody else on these streets, you know, McWig, trash report, etc. But when it comes to me and Dr. Reid, just make the exception to the rule, girl, and just blow on over it. Don't even bother attempting to psychoanalyze, because you're out of your pay grade. You're out of your field of expertise. You will never be able to fathom or understand or get a grip of or intellectualize. No, none of that, baby. You always miss the mark. So just go ahead and make the exception to the rule and just skim on over that thing, baby. Okay, to skim on over that thing. Okay, because it's beyond all that at this point. But I guess because the trash report thought that, you know, I hadn't been around, okay, and that I had been minding minds, because I know how to do that, that she had risen in rank. So when she looked up one day 2 weeks ago and initially thought it was a bird, and then initially thought it was a plane, and then initially thought it was a train, girl, and oh my God, bitch, it's CTV with that cape on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that girl with that cape again, girl? She just spiraled. And then to have Dr. Reid double down on that by going into his members only and, you know, hailing the great CTV must have been like the thing that just really toppled her mental health completely over. Now, I was completely shocked at the trash report's behavior, because I would have never conceived of a day where she actually thought, even on some type of unconscious, subconscious level, that her and I exist on the same caliber of anything, yet alone in proxy to Dr. Reid. Like, you would literally have to just be fucking delusional, which is what she is, okay? Which is what I had to be reminded of. We're talking about delusion. All right. So if I'm online doing me, which ain't got nothing to do with you, and then you get your ass up and prioritize focusing on me, focusing on what I'm focused on, we're trying to understand how exactly are you the victim? Because literally the reason why the Ozempic report got a foot to her neck is because, bitch, You called for me. I didn't call for you. When I showed up 2 weeks ago with that S on my chest, you were nowhere in sight, boo. Like I said, this raggedy ass name that don't bring me no clicks, it don't bring me no views, it don't bring me no nothing, girl. There's no equity, there's no environmental value, there's no metaphysical value, there's no property value in the Ozempic report's name whatsoever, girl. Like, when I showed up and did my commentary about my point of view about something that everybody else in the church sector had been speaking about, I'm trying to figure out, bitch, at what point did you think it was a great idea to say my name, say my name? Mm-hmm. So let's get that clear first and foremost, girl. She threw the rock. I threw an island back. That's just what's going to happen. Okay? So she's attempting to act once again delusional. Like, she doesn't know. Oh my, I don't. Let me just, girl. Nobody needs an origin story. You know what the origin story is? The origin story about how me and you got here, apparently, girl, is right here on my channel, where all the fucking receipts are. Yeah, I'm gonna post this video in the link. I'm gonna post this link in this live stream again for you all to just catch the chronological breakdown, girl. Okay, where we iron this girl completely out, girl. Okay, easy read, easy. Okay, check out that link when you're done here. I'm gonna post it again for those of you who haven't seen it. If you need the play-by-play, the ga, the ma, the rah. Okay, there it all is right there. All right. Now, since I am waiting on a wig to sit on top of 24 inches of hair that both my mom and my daddy gave me, because what they didn't give me is recessive genetics that left me bald at 21. We can go back over the origin story if y'all want that story time. I mean, I can give y'all a slightly condensed version of how we got here, girl, because see, these girls are never going to have any receipts to back up their self-defense, which is what is the most comedic about it all. Sitting over there in an orthopedic ass chair on an orthopedic desk with an orthopedic monitor with an orthopedic microphone, just yabba dabba doing a narrative when the exhibit table is laid out from A to Z. Oh my God, baby. We're gonna help YouTube for 2026, girl. It's time to get some licensing. Nurses, they're out again, girl. They're out again. I don't understand. I would never understand calling on somebody's name who you know you don't and can't take no smoke from, and then sitting and playing the victim as if all of this hasn't happened out loud for all to see. That'd be the other deeply disturbing, delusional part about a lot of these ladies, especially in the church sector, is they actually forget that it all happens out loud. They actually forget that most of it happens out loud. They forget that there's living witnesses and that I am Regina George. Okay? I'm Regina George, honey. And what do they call that book in Mean Girls? It all happens out loud. And then I simply come and just organize it all up to make it make sense to the people, because that's what my job is. Okay? So it happens all out loud. They strike first. And then they do post and deletes, and then they act stupid and dumb, which is not really an act, as we can see. My God. My God. My God. So I tried to endure at least the first maybe 2.5 minutes of a commentary, girl, and she already started it off with the burn butt. Thank you. Yes, the burn butt. Thank you so much, chocolate babe. I tried to endure 2.5 minutes of her commentary, girl. That's all I could take because the lies. So she started off by talking about how, you know, she became aware of me through Jives. Jives couldn't get her over her 1K. It took my magic stick to do that, which it did successfully. And then she went into how she really just doesn't really know how I want to wear it. You know, I couldn't hear her through all the hallmark. And she started saying, you know, it seemed to have been something with you. I remember there being some issues over Cash App, baby. There was never no issues over you super chatting Dr. Reid. And I just find it interesting that you continue to lie, even on Dr. Reid. Dr. Reid would denounce you and tell you that that's a motherfucking lie, baby. Why would I give a fuck about you super chatting Dr. Reid? Like, this is the part she never wants to talk about, is how I was supporting her while she was also actively supporting Dr. Reid. She been grifting off Dr. Reid since she left King Jives. We never had an issue. So the narrative can't all of a sudden be that CTV might be feeling away because I'm dealing with Dr. Reid, when you were dealing with Dr. Reid the whole time that I was supporting you, boo. That's the part that we gotta highlight. Okay? You were super chatting. You were in the live chats, etc. Bitch, I didn't give a fuck about you, just like I didn't give a fuck about no other bitch who supports him. Why would I give a fuck? And I've already told the story before. And see, this is where she's going to have the wake-up call at. It was Dr. Reid that got me on your ass. It was Dr. Reid that got me on your ass. That's what's so funny, girl. Scary truth, right? Scary truth, child. Oh, wow. This must be a retrograde. Wow. What a blast from the past. Hold on. So, hey, King Jives. Yes, baby. Hey. Hi, King. Mrs. Duchess says, Reid has been my friend for years. I hate that he's entangled with them bottom baby. Me and you both, child. You know, but I think that Dr. Reid is cleaning it up a little bit. You know, he's starting to really he's coming into a deeper understanding. And, you know, he's seeing a lot clearer these days. And, you know, the beautiful thing about where Dr. Reid is in consciousness right now is that he's not even seeing because of what anybody has to tell him. He's seeing clearly based upon what he's actually seeing for himself and what he's seeing intimately, what he's directly witnessing, what he's directly bearing witness to. And, you know, there's no truth in revelation more powerful than the one that you have a personal bearing witness of. See, truth that comes from third party, second person, hand-me-down truths, you know, those truths can hit too. They can be revelatory. They can arouse lucidity and awakening. But it's those experiences and truths and wisdoms and facts that you see for yourself that really just get way deep down up in there. And so Dr. Reid is in that place where he has his own personal observations, his own personal awarenesses, okay? There are truths and facts that are happening right before his eyes because both his ears are listening and both his eyes are seeing, okay? So, I believe, Mrs. Duchess, that, from what I understand, Dr. Reid is definitely making some upgrades, okay? We trying to get him, from that iPhone 14 Pro Max software to, the iPhone 19, he, trying to quantum leap him ahead, child, okay? He's an Aquarius, so he's kind of delayed, okay? He's kind of delayed, so you kind of have to, he can be a little, a little styrofoam hat, a little propeller hat-ish, a little wearing a big backpack, riding on a very small school bus, so sometimes he just need some time and some patience, and then eventually he makes those quantum leaps. So I do think that you will be noticing some changes. I think that a lot of people are going to be noticing a lot of changes, actually. I think it's going to be, some of these changes are going to be very obvious. They're already very obvious, okay? People are already making a lot of observations, like, it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of continual changes and edits as, we move toward a prosperous future, as we move toward a utopia, as we move toward a better, collective cohesiveness, etc., as a people, because, a lot of people don't got time. They don't have time for no fake shit. They ain't got time for no insincere. They ain't got time for no disingenuous. They ain't got time for none of that. Okay? And as the world gets uglier and people become more narcissistic in nature, like the Ozempic report, it's just going to increase the need for people of true virtue. It's going to create a need in people as the world becomes more crummier and human beings become more disturbed and shallow and empty and self-serving. It's going to create this insatiable appetite for righteousness and for true camaraderie, for true family, for healthy friendship, for, reciprocal, all of those things, honey. So while we're going to be going through the worst of times, we're going to be going through the best of times as well. True CTV about them Aquarius is being a little delayed. Oh, baby, all of them, girl. The men and the women, girl. Both. I used to think it was just the men that was just delayed, baby. The women just as goddamn delayed, baby. Okay, baby. But, when Aquarius get it, girl, they do get it. Oh, yes, they do. What's going on, Darius? Hi. Hey, everybody. Hey, Morky Mom. Hey, Boo. Belair was sure over there a lot. Super chatting going on. I'm convinced he's delusional to these. Hey, I mean, when you know, when you don't, Morky, I mean, what I've learned about Aquarius is, Morky Mom, is that Aquariuses are the kind of people, like, they got to see for themselves. That's what can be frustrating about dealing with an Aquarius child. It's like everybody could have gone and put their hand on the stove and it was hot and got third-degree burns, and it could be, 2,000 people out, girl. And the Aquarius is the 2,001 person in line. And it's like, girl, don't go put your hand on this iron. Everybody else done been burnt. It's fire there. And Aquarius is, they're going to rationalize it. They're courageous like that, and, they always think that they're the exception to the rule as well. That's a part of their, that's a part of their arrogance, girl. Is that they always think, girl, no, not me. It's them too. It's them too, girl. So Aquariuses are just going to have to go figure it all out for themselves, okay? Now, I can nuance this a little bit more, but I think I'm going to hold off on nuancing it as I navigate my commentary. So we're going to revisit that, Morky Mom. Just remind me to revisit that, Morky. Remind me to revisit that, boo, because, I can nuance that a little bit. Let me see here. So now y'all done got me distracted in the damn chat. I just told my supervisor that she got upset with me and told me that being quiet wasn't normal because I don't like dealing with fake people. On period. On period, boo. I trust CTV to protect his heart. On period. I'm done. Oh, God. Morky. What? How did you get here? Morky, I didn't know you was there. Oh my goodness. Really? At some point you learn from empirical data, not crazy. The empirical data is setting in, for Dr. Reid. I really do think you guys are going to see some new and improved renovations in Dr. Reid. And a lot of people. A lot of people are really taking the opportunity to make the upgrade because things have come full circle. People have more information about their experiences. They have more information about the people that they have given any level of proxy to. And I think all of this is going to inform people, gravely. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got a tinkle too, y'all. Shit. Oh, you a Capricorn, Miss Duchess? Just checking in on me. Hold on. I got a tinkle, y'all. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. Get in 30 seconds. Okay, so that was quick, girl. I only had a little bit of tinkle inside of me. All right, so where was I? Where was I, child? I forgot where I was, y'all. Oh, so let's take it back to the Ozempic report. So she opens up her commentary with something about super chats. Girl, I don't give a damn about you. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, this was all okay, girl. It was actually Dr. Reid that put me on your ass. And I mean, I explained all of this at the time. See, the issue was nobody had really known a lot about the trash report at the time, except that he had a hard on and he had a wet cooch for King Jives, who I believe that he's madly in love with. I think that he suffers from PTSD because he was never able to use those fragile ass inflamed knees to, get the bobbing and the weaving on that wiener like he wanted to. I believe that he's suffering from PTSD because he was never able to throw those oversized clappers on the King Jives girl. And, I believe that his true fragility was exposed when King Jives started bringing in people who were more talented than him onto the panel. And this is the truth that the trash report doesn't like, that everybody knows, because everybody saw his ass run for cover when Jives added additional talent to his show. And what an insecure girl does when she realizes the competition is in the room is that she hauls ass instead of proving herself. Okay, so the new additions to the Four Kings, ran her ass right on up out of that pageant hall, girl, sent her ass flying into an Uber in tears because she just didn't know how she was going to hold up. She just didn't know how she was going to be seen. She just didn't know, how she was going to be heard and how she was going to have a sense of value. with all these other talents sitting to the left and to the right of her. So this fake bravado, this fake self-esteem, this fake self-worth all came crumbling down like a dry Oreo cookie. Okay? And she threw a hissy fit. She left King Jives' panel in a frizzy. She has remained injured and angry at King Jives for putting her in a position to have to make what she claims about herself actually real. Because see, it's easy to beat on your chest like King Kong when you the only bitch in the room. But then you put 5 other King Kongs in the room, bitch, and then you really see, bitch, who King Kong actually is. So we saw her fold. But then she was embarrassed by her own actions because nobody told her to leave. Nobody gave her her pink slip. Nobody rejected her. She chose to cave. She chose to fold in front of everybody. She chose to expose that her self-esteem could not hold up. And then she blamed Jives for the public humiliation ritual that she put herself through. Jives weren't adding in her replacements. Jives was just adding in additions, not replacements. But see, an insecure person interprets every change as one that is personally about moving them out of their spot. See, this is the psychoanalyst that she wanted. So this is the psychoanalyst that we're going to give to her. So fast forward, she goes through 40 days and 40 nights of 40 years, girl, of post and delete. Since she chose to leave King Jives' platform, girl, she couldn't sleep, she couldn't live, she couldn't eat. She could eat, girl. She didn't know she wanted to die, whether she wanted to stay. She didn't know whether she wanted to transition, girl. She didn't know what the hell was going on, baby, okay? Was she struggling in her mental health, baby? And then the Tasha K controversy started against Dr. Reid. Now, mind you, she was a supporter of Dr. Reid, like in a general sense. Never had no issues. Didn't give a fuck about the bitch supporting whoever he supports. Don't give a damn. Why would I give a damn? But because, you know, I was a temporary viewer of her at the time, I would notice how despite, you know, all the super chatting she would do to Dr. Reid and, you know, her coming into the chat and doing her fake church nice shit, that she would then go to her platform every time Tasha K would drop an episode and she would just sensationalize everything that Tasha K was doing. Just oh, Dr. Reid, he's not gonna make it. I'm like, are you okay? Why would he not survive this when it's not true? Why would he not survive this when all the facts are on his side, his whole community, people that lived with him and this individual? Like, did you not watch the 6-hour Patreon live? Because I was paying for people to go into the Patreon to bear witness to the tribunal. We have 50,011,000 receipts over here. And you are a supporter of this channel. You just admitted today that you were a supporter. You know, I would be over in her chat. I would hang out in her chat. Exactly. That's exactly the point, you dumb bitch. I don't think these hoes, like, people should really get a PR manager. People should get a social media manager, because y'all just make this way too easy. Way too easy. So you over there sensationalizing all this shit. And so that was my first red flag. Was like, oh, this girl is like, because you support him and you follow me where all the receipts are, but yet on your platform, you are like fear-mongering and sensationalizing this takedown of Dr. Reid while never, ever, ever entertaining and highlighting his argument, his defense, no anything. But, I let it rock. I'm just like, hey, that's weird, but ultimately that ain't got nothing to do with me. But it was kind of turned me off. And that was when I started personally kind of like stop watching her shit, because that was just real weird. Like, how you support him and you follow me where all the receipts are, but you only are biasly sensationalizing. Who are you talking to, TJ the advocate? Because if you think you're going to come in here, boo, and be a distraction and be a deterrent, that's what's not going to happen. I can banish you back to the Ozempic Report Island where you need to be. Because who are you talking to? Because you're not here to talk to me. I'm the one talking to you. Matter of fact, Auntie Trish, can you go ahead and handle that? TJ the advocate. Send her back to the waiting room too. Okay? Like, girl, why are you talking to me? For one, can't you hear that I'm talking? Okay? Auntie Trish, handle that. Thank you. Now, as I just said, I was like, yeah, that's weird. Turned me off. So then I stopped watching her altogether. Then me and somebody named the NC Beat got into a situation that is one of the most bizarre situations that I've ever been in on social media. And the irony of that is that despite the trash report trying to play it down, like, oh, I didn't know that girl, I don't 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 know that girl. But her and this girl was talking on the phone. Her and this girl were pulling up on each other's channels. Her and this girl would be up on each other's live streams talking about how they was just talking about this last night with each other and who called who, and they both, were endearing Kaya's platform together. There are literally whole panel shows on Kaya's YouTube channel with both the NC Beat and the trash report. But since she done been exposed for also backhanding the NC Beat, she now has to also try to play down that relationship too. Like, oh girl, it ain't. Oh no, girl, any girl that, and even today she said I'm hanging out with this girl. So how you hanging out with a bitch, talking on the phone with a bitch, sharing your platform with a bitch, kicking with a bitch, collaborating on other creators' platforms with a bitch, but you don't really know that bitch like that. Girl, bitch, make it make sense. Make it make sense, bitch. Literally, the day before the trash report, because once I made my issue known with the NC Beat, the trash report then loaded me up with all of NC Beat's mugshots and criminal arrest record, and girl, gave me all the ammo, girl, to da-da-da-da. And what was crazy to me about that is just the day before, you had this girl on your platform. Y'all were good Judies. Y'all were just on the phone cackling, mumbling and cackling. Y'all were super chatting and all the things. So now, between him sensationalizing, right, Trasha K's bullshit, and never entertaining Dr. Reid's defense, and now I'm literally in real time, and this is the video. These are all the receipts I'm showing you on the screen right here. Right here, this video that I put up, these are the receipts he sent me. And he was even trying to play it down right here to try to make it make sense why he was sabotaging his friend. Oh, I did a couple of lives with him talking about pop culture a few weeks ago. He then gets mad at me because I left in the middle of his live, was blatantly disrespectful to Kevin Levin's widow. Then he went live and came for me. Child, everybody warned me, but I didn't listen because, to be truthful, I already knew what type of person he was. Now, the gag about the trash report girl telling me this, right, is that what I didn't know, because see, when he's talking to me, he was trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm doing this because of something that just happened. Like, he just called out this widow and he just called out this lemon person and he just came for me, so I don't give a fuck about him. Here's all of his shit. So since you got a situation with him, girl, go ahead and take care of him for the both of us. Okay, I'm going to live vicariously through you. But what I didn't know, y'all, at this time, what I would learn later on, which is when this expose actually happened, was that just almost a year prior, when the NC Beat and Larry was going at it, the trash report tried to put a battery in Larry's back and also loaded him up almost 8 months prior to loading me up with Gerald shit. So his whole narrative, even when he's telling me in the inbox, was not true. Because how do you explain then 8 months prior trying to sabotage this same friend by loading up Dr. Reid with all of Gerald's bad behavior? Make it make sense. So let's keep it together, right? So I watch you sensationalize, trash this narrative against Dr. Reid. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Then I'm watching you load me up with all of your friend's tea to blast him with while you're still talking, communicating, kikiing, collaborating with him. Wow. I ain't even used the information that the trash report gave me because I didn't even need it. But once again, this was the second thing that I duly noted about his character. So I was like, oh, this bitch is like really fucked up. Like, she's really, really, really jacked in the brain. Like, completely cancerous, psychotic. And let me tell you, as a person who, like, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm equally a fighter and I'm also a lover. But one thing about my fighting stance is that I'm a man about my shit. And I go in directly. And I don't need a panel with people. I don't have to go and galvanize and triangulate a bunch of other content creators together on one bitch, no bitch, two bitch, three bitch. Because these girls are easy to lay down as one bitch. So never needed any and all of that. So what I didn't respect about him was the fact that as big as you is, bitch, you're not big enough to stand in your shit when it comes to your grievances against other girls. Like, first of all, you're older than me, girl. You and McCray are the same age, bitch. Both of y'all are 107 years old. Both of y'all older than me. Both y'all older than me and Larry. How is it that you need to live vicariously through me fighting with someone who you said directly disrespected you, but you can't hold your own as a man? You want to be able to just load me up and then be a recipient of the outcome quietly in the background. No, ma'am. So then I just lost all respect for her after that. That's when I was like, I had already backed away from her because of her sensationalizing Tasha shit against Larry. But then when she loaded me up with the Gerald shit, and I just realized how much of a bad character all this was, I was like, oh girl, I'm done. Like, this is a level of pageant fake that I can't even deal with. This is a level of Pentecostal Baptist Kojic church fake shit that I can't even do, girl. Like, Can't do it. So I was completely and utterly done. I didn't even acknowledge her in my chat after that. Like, I just really just paid her complete dust. Fast forward, right? Now, I'm sitting in my own experience at this point. I have my own experience of the trash report. But I haven't really stepped out. I haven't said nothing. But I'm just like, know what I know. So then, months later, Dr. Reid calls me. Now, mind you, at this time, Dr. Reid was grieving Bishop Carlton Pearson. And there was a lot going on around his death and hospice, and McWig was doing the most and trying to say that the man really wasn't sick and really wasn't dying. It was just a whole hot mess. There's a lot going on. So, because the trash report couldn't get over his obsessive lust of King Jives and was still going through these manic 48-hour spirals about the four kings and the greatest thing that honestly has ever happened to him. He inboxes Dr. Reid. He sends Dr. Reid a link to King Jives' live stream. King Jives has a picture of Bishop Carlton Pearson in the thumbnail and an animated picture of Beetlejuice in the thumbnail. All this information is also in this video here, which I'm going to link in the live chat for you guys to catch up on, where all the receipts are there. And he's trying to instigate an altercation between Dr. Reid and Jives. Now, mind you, at this time, Dr. Reid and Jives were still making an attempt to get along, to be amicable. They had made a formal agreement months prior that if anything was to happen between them, if anything was to come up, that they would talk to each other. So things were still reasonably okay, at this time. So Larry calls me one night and he says, "What in the hell is this? Why is he sending me this?" So I take a look at what he sends me, because he sends me the screenshots. And I look at the information that the trash report is sending to Dr. Reid. And so I'm having to be up at like 12:30, 1 in the morning, breaking this down to Dr. Reid. Like, well, he's trying to spin a narrative because he was trying to claim that King Jives was shading Carlton Pearson by referring to him as Beetlejuice, but Beetlejuice wasn't Carlton Pearson. Beetlejuice was William McWig. And the trash report knew that because King Jives had been nicknaming William McWig Beetlejuice. This had been going on for months, almost a year. But the trash report intentionally misrepresented Jives' live stream and thumbnail in order to upset Dr. Reid, who was grieving Bishop Carlton Pearson and trying to take care of Bishop's affairs with his family, etc. Because just like in my case with Gerald, the trash report cannot fight his own battles. So he was trying to use Dr. Reid to go into a war against Jives based upon misinformation and disinformation. And luckily, Dr. Reid had me to call upon so that I could help him to understand the context of the information that the trash report was sending to Dr. Reid to instigate an issue. So after that, I said, bitch, I'm done. I'm about to let this hoe have it. This bitch just don't know how to let well enough be well enough. Why she's out here being as big and ugly and fake as she fucking is and cannot hold her own as a motherfucking man, even though she's like 6 of us together. She's a bunch of fucking men. And you can't pick one of those men, whether it be the man in your leg, the man in your thigh, the man in your good cooking arm. Girl, you got 6 motherfucking niggas assembled together like Voltron, creating the person known as the trash report bitch, and you can't choose 1 out of 6 of those motherfucking men to stand on business about. So, since she needed that, I told Dr. Reid, hey, I'm just going to put all this on blast. This girl is really wicked. She's trying to start chaos behind the scenes. She's trying to pit content creators together. And she literally thinks that she's slick and she's getting away with murder. Dr. Reid greenlit all that. And then the next day is when this particular live stream motherfucking happened. So it's mighty funny to me that in her delusional, decrepit ass mind, even though she's lived through this and she knows what the actual history is, which is also supported by the facts, that she's still in her delusional brain will just revise history in a way that makes no sense, that's not supported by anything of substance, and forgets that, girl, it wasn't even me. It wasn't even me, baby. Sorry. It was Dr. Reid calling me that night about you being a failed agent of chaos that led to the final destination sequence of events that became your ultimate reality. Yeah. Girl, CTV wasn't worried about you, bitch. Like, what is there to be worried about? Like, who are you supposed to be? There's no redeeming quality in who you are or what you are. You bring nothing to the table at all. Nothing. You bring no intellect to the table. Everybody realizes and sees that you have an intellectual deficiency, that you don't have it either, which is why you've had to beg other creators to share you out. You've had to buy visibility from other creators. Hell, you had to get your start on a 4-person panel, for God's sakes. And between having access to William McWig and Dr. Reid, hell, and even Pam the Law Intellect, you still can't get that shit over the hump. You still can't quite drive that little caboose over that speed bump, baby. Because your genes and your social media presence both are all recessive. Now, let's fast forward to recent events now that we've cleared how I really got on her ass and why I got on her ass. And if I need to, I'll get on her ass every single time that is necessary because I can. And that wasn't even really the worst of it either. That was still child's play. Fast forward. I'll come through 2 weeks ago, shake the church sector up, give my perspective. This bitch hooting and hollering. So I had to get on her neck. And now she's confused. And now she doesn't know this and she doesn't know that. Okay, so Tinklebutt, you're gonna have to, really address the facts. Because see, that seems to be what you were scared of. Not only are you scared of a man in a wig and a goatee, but you're scared of the truth. Now, what the specific facts are is that you got your big blubbering ass up and spoke about me first. So you got hit back. Get over it. Secondly, in your attempt to hit me, you didn't really realize what you were really revealing about yourself. Because, see, look, I make no nothing about who I don't like. Everybody knows who I don't like. I'm not a passive aggressive person. Everybody knows who I don't fuck with. I make it as clear as day. Don't give a fuck. Okay. But throughout the past year and a half that Dr. Reid has sat on your platform and has given his perspective about things that have happened or controversy happening around him, not once ever have I ever, even in Not Liking You, and also being in Breakdown with him, did I ever get my ass up after he sat over there defending himself, challenging narratives against him, and choose to go live and trample over all of that just because I don't like you. Never did so. But you, girl, are so threatened and so bothered by the sheer ambiance and power of my presence that you were willing to reveal yourself as a fake, grifty, insincere, good-for-nothing bitch just because you don't like me, at the expense of what can be argued a sabotaging of your association of Dr. Reid. Because what you did after I went live to give my perspective about the mall meeting, which had nothing to do with you, and then you choosing to put my name in your motherfucking mouth, is you also decided to, once again, trample over the good work that I had just done, which makes no sense if you support Dr. Reid. If you support him, even if you don't like me, bitch, why would you jump the fuck out of the window when I'm on the side of the facts, where you apparently claim to be? But then you would try to muddy the water and sabotage the good virtue coming through, all because you're consumed and you are inflamed with insecurity and inferiority and all these things that you need to go talk to a mental health professional about. Okay. Now, 2, not only did, bitch, you try to trample over what you don't have the earthly nor divine authority to trample over, because my live stream is sitting at 74,000 views, and you, girl, yours don't even exist anymore because that's just how weak you are. You got 10 toes and still don't stand on shit, bitch. My God. But in your commentary, girl, you were so consumed, girl, you were so fragmented and filled with so much anxiety that you just start saying all type of shit out of your mouth, such as, oh, like, just because I'm in the picture, you then became a pawn. Oh, I know I was just a pawn. Oh, I knew I was a pawn this whole time. I'm not stupid. I knew I was a pawn. Also, so you were a pawn for Dr. Reid. That's the accusation that you're going to make against him. Yeah, you do know that he sat in that live and he heard those things for himself, right? Oh, okay. You do know that he saw you send him disjointed misinformation about what King Jives was talking about on his platform as it relates to Carlton pissing for himself, right? You do realize that he saw for himself, right? You backhand and sabotage your good friend Gerald Jackson NCB, right? For himself, right? So you do realize, right, that he bared witness to what came out of your mouth. Nobody had to tell him. Nobody had to share with him. Nobody had to relate to him. He heard and saw you in motion for himself. And what was disappointing about the way that you moved through this whole situation is that when William McWig was wanting the audio from Dr. Reid, and Dr. Reid was not going to give him that, but was going to give him enough to just know what the fuck was going on, and decided to meet with him at the Cheesecake Factory, He asked you to come so that you can be a witness to what took place. And then fast forward, after I do my initial live stream and you're so upset speaking on me and claiming that you have been a pawn knowingly for Dr. Reid, somebody also directly asks you, somebody's a trash report over there begging for $4.65. But why? He's a rich bitch doing so well for himself. What he means, honestly, is doing well for himself, panhandling, right? What a very rich bitch pooching through in her heel. I thought was so esteemed, girl. I thought was so rich, girl. So full of the upper enchilada of it all, baby. Okay? Yeah. Doing well for herself as a panhandler is the proper and full sentence, baby. Wow, we thought it was giving real rich, girl. So somebody asks you directly in your chat, well, is it true, Trash Report, that William heard the whole audio at the Cheesecake Factory? And instead of him just saying, no, it's not true, or instead of just saying, he lied, he decides to say, oh, I don't know. And why would you say you don't know when you were specifically asked to come and be a non-biased third party? Because Larry knows how far to trust and how far to take Nick Wig. Okay? Well, he invited another blogger into the space to say, hey, there needs to be somebody else here in case some bullshit gets started. And then some bullshit got started. And when you had an opportunity, girl, to show that you have some character, you have some integrity, you have some everything to do what you were literally called and put in place to do, you intentionally did not do that, which only played into the agenda of the Jordans and McWig. And once again, these are all the things you're doing as a so-called supporter of Dr. Reid, the man who you always trying to get the attention of so you can drive traffic to your channel, the man who afforded you to be in his studio and to be on his platform. And at the very least, what you could not do was tell the truth like you had been appointed to do. And this is after Dr. Reid has given you a second chance at life. This is after you've done all that bullshit with sensationalizing Tasha and sending St. James, who you didn't even like at the time, V. Terrell Hill's videos about Dr. Reid telling St. James, spread it all around. Telling everybody, while you was openly smiling in Dr. Reid's face. This is your second chance. This is your second walk. You already coming off of a dark, disturbed past, a shaky history with Dr. Reid. And in your second chance, you tried to sabotage his defense, openly support people who lied on him, forfeited telling the damn truth, even though that's what you agreed to do, if anything were to happen. Then you throw him under the bus and refer to him and yourself as his pawn, to imply that he was using you, to imply that he's been insincere toward you, to imply that you somehow have been taken advantage of, but then not really, because you said that you knew which is why I said also that, I mean, that speaks just as much about you as it does about him then, since you claim I knew this whole time that I was a pawn. Then you proved how insincere and fake you were, even when you were initially hooting and hollering about me having the audios. Oh, I think he made a dreadful, I think Dr. Reid made a dreadful decision, a grave mistake given conscious. Do you think that if Dr. Reid had ever experienced anything close to a damn mistake concerning CTV, bitch, that he would have made me one of the very few people that have the audio and then some? No, you raggedy hoe. You are already out of your pay grade to begin with. But if you really were concerned about somebody in a camp sabotaging Dr. Reid, you had an opportunity to make that plight sincere when your good friend William went live and did the bidding of the Jordans and played a 30-second redacted, super edited audio that Dr. Reid gave to him. And there was not a single fucking word from you about that. Now, I could have took you hooting and hollering about, your concern if you would have really stood on concern. But it was clear that you didn't have a concern. This was about your inferiority toward the big pussy on the block, the big pooch, de la creme, okay? This was just about you being threatened by me in general. Because your friend should have got smoke from you, since you were concerned about me doing what, in fact, your friend actually, in fact, did and pulled the trigger. Oh, yes, God. And not to mention, there's a lot of other shit that you've done that you don't think people know about. They do. They do. All the little shit that you've been doing behind the scenes. Yeah. Someday, maybe, someone would tell that too. Maybe sooner than later. So, this girl has reduced herself back to a beggar. She's a pussy and she's a coward. She has no backbone. She threw her biggest grift under the table. And, it was a blessing that Dr. Reid did not have to be told anything, because now the conversations over the past few days, well, the past week really, people have noticed, like, oh, seems to be a shift, seems to be da 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 da. And this trash reporter has no one to blame for herself. Okay, you lied on Dr. Reid again in the beginning of your own commentary, talking about there was some issues over you super chatting him, etc. Bitch, me and you don't have them type of issues and don't have them type of smokes. It was very simple, girl. You showed me who you were personally, and I mean, me and you already didn't have proximity because I'm not even that friendly of a content creator. I'm very peculiar about who I develop relationships to. I reject relationships to most content creators, to be honest. So those who are in my circle and in my orbit are very lucky, for one. But you got the boot, bitch. When you showed me who you are, when you sensationalized the shit with Tasha and Larry, and then when you loaded me up to do your friend in, who you were still good friends with in real time, bro. You just had this man on your platform the day before you sent me all his tea. But I had kept all that to myself because I was impressed about you. I was like, you just not my cup of tea. I ain't even tell Larry. Me and Larry didn't even have a whole conversation about who you were until he called me months later, because you were trying to do the same shit to him, and you were trying to instigate altercations between him and Jero, him and King Jives, just like you were trying to do with me and Jero. Mm-hmm. So when Dr. Reid had to call me to explain your fuck shit, oh yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I don't feel bad about it, bitch. Clean your shit up. You wanted the attention, bitch, you got it. You wanted to be famous, you a star. Wakasi wa star. I made you a star. I made you a star, girl. Okay? Anybody would be a fool to deal with you. They'd be a fool to trust your goofy ass. Zebra never changes his stripes. And there's nothing that you can say, girl. You know, you've shown your hand, you've exposed your own play, you've sabotaged every fucking relationship you've had on this bitch because you're weak and you're pathetic and you're incompetent. And you got to live with that. And yes, you being fat is a Reid. Yes, you having high cholesterol is a Reid. Yes, you not being able to participate in the My Chart challenge is a Reid, because when you got a front yard as messy and as junky as Sanford and Sons, you don't need to be on the internet talking about no motherfucking body and instigating shit, bitch. Instigate your wellness. Instigate those palpitations. Instigate a diet, bitch, a jog, bitch. When you have as many psychological and biological complications as you do, it is a total gag that you have the unmitigated gall to get out here and to critique and to judge when you can't reverse a goddamn thing, bitch, but a DoorDash order. Because you a fool, ho. And I said it. Okay? So nobody cares about your coagulated ass revisionist history, bitch. You're the only one who knows that history. Okay? The receipts in this video here that I'm going to post again the link of lay you out chronologically. Mm-hmm. You see all of this? This is what he sent it to Larry. Is he really doing this, Larry? And then here's the gag. When he tried to pucker up to Dr. Reid for the second time after getting exposed, and he did that through trying to appeal to Dr. Reid through monetary love offerings. You know, Dr. Reid is an Aquarius, so money is just gonna weigh him down, girl. The coin, girl. Gifts and all that shit. The gag about it is, me and Dr. Reid had a conversation, because he was like, you know, the trash report apologized publicly, apologized to me, as in Larry, even apologized, you know, to you, took responsibility for being out of his mind at the time, being off his rocker, being off his meds at the time, just being out of control, saying that he was in a dark space. I said, Dr. Reid, I don't buy none of that shit, because there's a pathology here. You know, his behavior wasn't a one-off. He did this to multiple people and consistently, and there is just literally no excuse for it other than that this is who he is. Fast forward, you're sitting in an orthopedic computer chair at an orthopedic computer desk, looking at an orthopedic computer monitor, acting delusional now. And this is why I'm glad I didn't allow Dr. Reid to butter me up to any type of reconciliation with the trash report because, for one, I never even had a friendship to the trash report for there to be a reconciliation. The trash report was an associate. I don't give a fuck about associates. You get one time and one time only with me when you are an associate. I would get your motherfucking ass right together, bitch, as an associate. There is no recovery. There is no do-over. There is no none of that. The only motherfucking niggas I do over with are the people that I'm actually friends with. So yeah, me and King Jives will go through some shit and we'll be able to recover. Me and Larry be able to go through some shit and we'll be able to recover because there's actual relationship and friendship there. But I don't know you, bitch. I don't see you, bitch. We don't sip on tea and eat crumpets together, bitch. I don't know you outside of a hat and bow on the internet. Girl, you got one time only, and that is it. Because there's not enough equity in our situation for me to have to put up with you and to have to push through giving you chance 2 through 14. For what? For what, girl? You're not even a benefit to me. So for what? But I'm also so glad that I didn't let Dr. Reid pucker me up. Because on this day, you also just proved once again that you are an insincere piece of shit. Because today, instead of you acting dumb, like you don't know how you got here, why don't you just double down on what you told Dr. Reid and what you told your robots earlier this year and last year, which was that, yes, I've been out of my mind. I've done these things. You know, I was not well. That's a different narrative, though, than the one you told today, which is trying to act like you don't know what the fuck is going on. So it just proves that you just say whatever the fuck you need to be said. And unfortunately, only the gullible will that fall upon. You're not real. You don't have any empathy. You're completely apathetic. You are a complete maniacal narcissist. Okay? You have some real deep issues with yourself. And you got to figure that shit out. You got to figure that shit out. Because it's either I can own that I have not been well, and I own the things that I did to Jero, to CTV, to Dr. Reid. It wasn't the best display of character, or I'm innocent and these bitches are crazy and I don't know what's going on. Those are two totally contrasting truths. And y'all know, I get on Dr. Reid all the time. I said, girl, you a prophet. Come on. Does it take the Lord to have to pull a receipt over and over and over and over and over again? Because here's the proof that there was no sincerity in his performative attempt to take responsibility for his past behavior, him still being who the he is today, who the hell he will die as, who he will continue to be. There's a reason why he can sit online 3 times a day, no social life, no man, no relationship, no love life. From what I hear, girl, he's always bragging about getting knocked up 3 times a day by trade. Like, who even wants to hear about your sex life, bitch? Who wants to even imagine your whoopee cushion wide open and being tossed around like a Caesar salad? Like, who do you think is even remotely fucking interested, bitch, in a visual of you huffing and puffing and going through diabetic shock, bitch, because a penis in? Like, who do you think is interested in this content? This is what you're using $4.64, bitch, to go do, is to tally up a collective bill to go pass on to trade, to take you through there, girl, to take you on the midnight train to Georgia every night. You ain't got it, love. Y'all want me to drop the link? Anybody want to come up? Because we love a good revisionist historian, bitch, especially when we are fact finders and we have receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts, after receipts, after receipts, after receipts, after receipts. Oh, we love a good revisionist historian girl. We love her. Everybody loves me. Yes. A truth teller loves a old nasty piece of a revisionist historian. So, once again, what's the homework for the trash report class? Your comments about you being a pawn for Dr. Reid and you not being stupid, you not stepping up and telling the truth when you were put in place to do just that, you trying to trample over all of my virtue while you sat your ass on the sidelines and did not a goddamn thing, even though you had this audio before I did, even though you could have spoke truth to power before I did, even though you could have circled the block and 1, 2, 3 these hoes before I did. All the other little sneaky stuff shit you trying to do behind the scenes. Bitch, don't make me pull the whole curtain back, bitch. Over and over and over again. Legal. Low. Hey, boo. I had time today. What? Let me see. Where my wig at? I said, girl, I'm sitting here waiting on my wig. I was going to try to listen to that girl commentary, but when she opened up, girl, with an orthopedic thought and just with yabba dabba doing, bitch, and just throwing shit together, girl, I could not. I'm just like, girl, no, ma'am. I can't do it, girl. You're delusional. And you're out of it. There's something deeply disturbed with a lot of these people. And I'm not going to be sitting with them because they're untrustworthy. The trash report is the kind of bitch who will steal your shit and then help you to look for it. Like very sociopathic. Very just disjointed. And I don't care that it's wrapped up in blubber because, you know, sometimes that's the outfit that evil comes in. It's blubber girl. I think that blubber really be casting the glamour spell girl because, you know, fluffy people are associated with, like, you know, joy and being jovial and, you know, innocence. And, you know, when we think about some of our mythological figures like Santa, Humpty Dumpty, you know, these are these endearing characters. And so, you know, fluffiness is what, you know, makes it difficult for some people to see the vile, rotten, Pennywise nature that's dwelling deep within the cellulite. And like somebody said last night, bitch, the reason them hoes don't like CTV, girl, is because CTV sees exactly who the fuck all of your asses are. I see them all. Darius, is this you, boo? Okay, hold on. Hold on to your love. We got my Darius in the big ground. Hold on. Y'all ain't even really been to sleep. I got like 4 hours of sleep, child. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure this is my Darius, child. Oh, shit. Hold on. Baby, I should have known that Darius was going to come get her a piece, baby. Come get her old nasty piece, baby. Yes, God, honey. Gonna get you a piece, honey. Let me see here. This is my Darius. Darius?
Hey, CTV, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I just had to come on real quickly and just say that I love you. I love you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
What goes around truly comes around, and it's truly that comes around with interest.
Oh. Talk to me about it, Darius. Dr.
So
Darius.
the trash report is getting everything that they deserve.
Mm.
And I am here for the first, the second, and the third seat to watch and enjoy. And I hope that he continues to get everything
Mm.
that he has coming to him.
You know she will. You
I
know.
hope that he slides out of that diabetic game chair that he sits in. And hopefully when he slides, he won't fall. He won't hurt himself on
Mm.
that one bedroom efficiency that he lives in. Excuse me, let me correct myself because he said he has multiple streams of income. So I'll be the last person to count another girl's income. Um,
Jesus be a
but
kneehead.
he's a liar. He's a grifter. He's a liar, and you have just you've proven it yet again.
Darius, I have never met an energy like this before. I've seen some psychos on YouTube. We all know I've had my fair share of these psychos on YouTube, but this was just I don't even understand. I, I don't even I don't even I don't even I don't even understand Darius. I can't even I'm trying to understand how could you load me up with your friend's tea the day after you sat on the phone, cackled with him, brought him up on your platform, he hawed, shouted him out.
I can believe it because he did it to us when he sat over there on the platform with us. It was brother this, it was sis that, and at the same time, he was talking behind all our backs. He was plotting behind our backs. So I can believe it. We didn't know it at the time, but he was.
When
This
was
is,
y'all's first, like, when did you first feel like something might be
I
amiss?
started seeing little shades of things. Like I recall one show where he came on, and he would come in. Traditionally, he would come on a little later than everybody else, and we would always welcome him and make a show of him coming on like their go mother, this and that, and he would come in wearing a wig or something, and we would give him his quick little 30 seconds of fame, and
Mm.
make him feel welcome and loved. And I noticed on one show he made this whole big stink about where he was in the placement. Like how if you have multiple
On
people
the
on
bottom,
StreamYard,
StreamYard. Mm-hmm.
you come in, it puts you
Oh yeah,
wherever
he's
it puts
on the
you at.
bottom, man. Y'all had him on the bottom.
He
Y'all
made
had
this
the
whole
bottom on the
thing.
bottom.
Yeah, he made this whole stink about being on the bottom. That he went into this tirade about he does so much.
Mm.
He did too much to be on the bottom. And we sitting here looking at him like, well, okay, Miss Mama, okay, well, it's not that deep, but okay. What
Wow.
was you doing? Because I know that King Jives was doing all the graphics. I know that he was the one putting together the dockets. So I'm trying to figure out what was you doing that was so much.
You're right, Derek. That was the first peek into his psychological condition. That insecure shit, that inferiority shit. Y'all had that girl shook,
And
Darius.
then when other people like myself and Marquise, oh, he couldn't stand Marquise was getting all that attention. Jay, Marquise was coming on. He was a fresh face. He's handsome, good looking. Oh, Tony came on. All these people coming on now, they're getting all this attention. He couldn't take it.
Mm-mm. Y'all ran his ass up out of there, man. Y'all ran his Cash App grifting ass
Jazz came
up.
on. Jazz came on real pretty, trans girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't take her.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we still waiting on the file because I know Jazz is in the comments. She's still waiting on the file that the trash report says that he has on her.
Oh, she in the chat. Hey, Jazz, whoever you is. Hey, boo, you look. This was the first. Look, I knew she was unhinged just based upon her inability to literally move on? Like, what was the point of leaving the platform if you were going to still
Yeah,
live on the platform mentally and emotionally? You never
yes.
left. You might as well just should have motherfucking stayed, bitch, and collected your coin.
Mm-hmm. Left us and then gave us some BS excuse. Well, he gave King Jives some BS excuse. And then proceeded, because initially he was still in our private group chat.
Mm.
And we're all in our private group chat. We're talking. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
Uh-huh.
You know, he talked to King Jives, but he didn't talk to any of us. And then all of a sudden, next day, we know we've been laid out all over social media. Now, that's where it started it. There was no beef with him.
Mm.
But baby, I'm from Florida, baby. If you swing, I'm going to swing back. If you scratch, I'm going to cut.
That part. That part.
You know, let me be choice in my words, because, you know, I've been accused of threatening people.
Hold on, but then he just threatened the little bitch who be moderating for St. James.
Yes.
He was going to come. He could catch a flight. They can meet up in some back alley and
he did
and dry hump each other to death. Oh, okay.
He did. His mama even came to Tampa, Florida.
He said today that he was raised, or he came up with gorillas and killers and hookers and prostitutes and killers and things. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Miss Mama even, we just knew we was gonna see him. Miss Mama even brought her big ass to Tampa, Florida. We just knew since he alluded that he knew where I lived and he knew where King Jives lived. So I was like, well, boo, pay me a visit, pull up.
Well, you know, he also invited y'all to the Ponderosa because he said that y'all also know where he at too.
I haven't made my business to find out where he is.
Oh. I mean, if you were to probably visit any fast food chain and look at Tri-State, honey, I'm sure.
I don't think it'll be hard, but I haven't made my business.
There would be
I
a
mean,
chance.
he has said horrible, contemptible things. He has wished death upon me. He has wished death upon London.
Ooh, not London.
He got up there with that fake ass bishop and waged a social media campaign against King Jives when he knew that everything that was being said about that man was true. But because he hated King Jives,
not so much.
He was willing to go along with the BS.
Because he don't have no love for the truth. He's so consumed with insecurity and hate and rage, and it's just so sad because like you already filled up with enough.
I need him to get healed and delivered from King Jives derangement syndrome.
Do you think that we can just go ahead and pay King Jives to go ahead and put it in him? Chat, baby. What's your price, bitch? Can we just go ahead and clear this girl? What's your price, girl? I will pay you.
You know what? I asked the guy a long time. I asked him straight up. I said, "Do you think he really wanted you?"
Of course he do. What else could explain this other than psychosis hovering in the background? But there's definitely a lustation in the foreground. I'm gonna pay King Jives to at least put the head in. Yeah.
And then when he saw
because he needs
us, develop relationships with the other content creators out there, then he started to focus in on them as well.
Tricky says that Darius is telling the truth. I heard him health shame Darius in London while he's over there talking about how fat and high hypertension and diabetes is not.
So CTV, I've been very forthcoming and open about my journey, my personal journey, that I am in need of a kidney. I have been on dialysis for the past 2 years. I do my dialysis at home. Overnight, I get up and go to work every day. I live a very active life. I sit on a board, on a community board, the biggest quad organization in Florida and one of the biggest in the Southeast. I live a very active life.
Yes.
I'm,
Amen.
I'm privileged and fortunate because not everybody with this that has the medical condition that I do can do that, and so I'm appreciative of that. And the fact that there used to be a code of honor
Mm,
amongst the girls. Yeah, we would read each other out. We would lay each other out. There used to be certain things because this is the person that loves to throw out that he don't do health reads,
right.
but then turn around and does health reads. This man has literally wished death upon me. He
Baby.
wished death upon London. He don't know what's going on with London. He has said horrible,
Wow.
awful things about London.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So this is a evil, um, despicable individual, and the very fact that he is now admitting to what we already knew the whole time, that you were a pawn. We said that the whole time you were a pawn.
Mm,
Now you're gonna own the fact that you were a pawn.
mm, mm. Yeah, stand in it. You said it. Now you gotta live in it, baby. Ain't no deflecting now.
But anybody that know anything about chess knows the pawns always fall first.
The pawns always fall and they always go first. I was a pawn. I was a pawn. I'm not stupid. I knew I was a pawn this whole time. Oh, you knew it too. Got it. Not only were you a pawn, but
Yeah.
you were lucid and
And,
so
and if he's watching, it's so big because I'm one of his regular commentators. I don't care nothing about him talking about me because, like I said, baby, pull up.
and won't. That's what he won't do.
Please, baby, because I'm registered. Pull up.
That's what he won't do. That's what he won't be doing. What I want to hear is a substantive counter argument to why you didn't tell the truth about William McWig not listening to the full hour-long audio, and
Why,
why
why wouldn't he say anything when he know he was sitting at the table? He knows that Larry knows the truth.
Larry literally texted Trash Report and told him to come to meet him at the Cheesecake Factory with William so that he could bear witness to
Mm-hmm.
what took place. And then when asked about what took place, fumbled and shoe shined and tap danced.
To me, that's somebody that's trying to play both sides.
Oh, absolutely. But why would you do that? Especially for McWig.
I almost wonder if there was something within him that if somewhere within the deep recesses of his 13 bowels, that he felt like his gravy train with Larry was coming to an end, that it was drying up. I wonder with this whole thing with Bishop Jordan, this whole thing, did he begin to feel that maybe he bet on the wrong horse?
Oh, that is a interesting hypothesis, Darius, because look, you putting some shit together now, because I done came into the picture. He like, oh, bitch, this must be coming to an end. Maybe I need to be jumping ship a little bit here to recover.
And now I need a new gravy train.
Baby, that's some deep shit.
Because now you got all these rumor mills going around about Larry. You got all these rumor mills going around about his finances. You got all these rumor mills going around about his moves. And obviously he's not sharing his moves with you. Because the whole time you've been in Atlanta, how many times have you actually been in Larry's presence? Physically. Wait, one, maybe twice?
In the studio and at the Cheesecake Factory as a witness, as a living.
So that right there within itself says a lot.
I done seen Larry more times and we don't even live in the same state. My God.
Exactly. That says something. He spent more time with William.
Of course. The person that he vibrates the same as his friend.
And
Because isn't it interesting, Darius, that the night that I went live to give my opinion about something that had nothing to do with him, that he decided to go live and pop his shit and then play the victim when I show up in the mirror like Candyman. But then his whole plight was he thought it was such a grave. He was a grave mistake that Larry gave me the audio. It was his friend William who put the trigger on the audio, and we haven't seen him puff and puff. He was so concerned about somebody being a mold in the camp. He was so concerned about, whether I was, but his friend did what he implied I was going to do, and we haven't heard him stand on no type of business about that. Him and McWig are still cool and cuddly and eating each other out and 69ing each other and double dildoing one another. So I'm just like, make it make sense, babes.
I can't make it make sense.
The fake outrage of it all.
But this is what happens. This is a ditch that he dug. He dug his own grave, and now he got to lay in it.
Now, when you say you hope he gets everything that's coming to him, what are some of the things that you would personally enjoy come to him, come to his doorstep?
Well, I would want to see. I don't wish anything physically upon him. Mm-hmm. I don't wish any physical harm upon him. Mm-hmm. Just being honest, what I know would hurt him more than anything.
What's that?
To lose that channel.
Oh, Lord. Oh, really? The $4.64 Griff Hub?
I want him to lose the very thing that he values the most.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I want him to have to start over.
Wow. As far as I'm concerned, he never began. I mean, I feel like we're observing him starting over every day. Because it's not going anywhere. He don't have it. It's not there. Every day I feel like it's his first day. Every day.
I want him to stand up and walk around. There was a song that talked about walking around heaven. We have yet to see him walk around his living room.
Andrew says, that's a bit far, don't you think?
No, it's not far enough, actually.
Rich.
But I'm keeping it cute.
We're talking about walking. Are we even sure that he can stretch, yet alone walk? Because you got to be able to push.
I want him to go seek some real therapy and get healed from his King Jives derangement syndrome.
We're going to be pushing 2026 legislation to get these girls a license to operate a social media platform. We're going to start cleaning up the mental asylum hallways because these girls are out of their rooms, out of their pads, and are running them up, and we are understaffed and overworked at this point, and we're going to have to do some regulating next year, Darius. Yeah.
I mean, I think if he would just focus on doing content, real content, I think he, just focus on doing content. Quit scheming. Quit trying to stab people in the back. Quit kissing ass.
The little caboose that could, my God.
Be a friend, because you got too many people like him that's on here talking about brother this, brother that, but don't know nothing about what it means to be a brother. Being a brother means that if I got to argue with you before I get on social media and air you out, I'm gonna pick up that telephone and call you. That's what being a real brother is. And being a brother means if you and King Jives, for example, if we ever have an issue, you will never hear about it on social media. We pick up the phone and we talk to each other. Because that's my brother, whether we do a live together or not. We have a relationship that extends beyond this.
Wow. So what you're really talking about is somebody who first and foremost has to make powerful and radical shift in their relationship to themselves first, so they could even to sister and brother anybody. They gotta start within. Yeah. But see, that's never gonna happen. He too old and he corrupted to commit to that level of shadow work. And
you gotta learn how to be a brother. It's not enough just to call yourself that.
My God.
I mean, you can't be my brother if you at the same time you looking for the soft spot in my back.
We all been through it. I just hate that Dr. Reid had to go through it for the second time with him. I already done went through it the first time.
And the commonality is him. This has happened with everybody that he has had an association with. Some of the people you don't fool with, but it has happened to them as well.
And dude, because did you not hear what William said when he so-called did his little expose? He said the trash report was the one who called me and told me that Conscious was over there playing the audios out loud. So you all out once again. Went behind the scenes telling bold-faced lies, instigating shit. An agent of chaos. And why your shit looking like your shit.
And then when you do things, CTV, just own it. One of the things that I love about grown people is they grown. Like if I said it, I said it. If I did it, I did it. Whether you think I was right or wrong, I was grown enough to do it. And if I did it, I'm gonna stand on the fact I did it.
And did.
Now, if I'm wrong, I'm also man enough to say I was wrong.
And will. Absolutely.
And to be honest, if I don't give it, you know what? I'm grown enough to say that too.
But we're talking about a coward.
Yeah.
We're talking about a coward. We're talking about somebody who doesn't have an identity. We're talking about somebody who missed a lot of hugs. We're talking about somebody who I believe is just a full-on reprobate. Just far gone, baby. There ain't no redemption for the wicked. Ain't no redemption for the wicked, baby. Just get them their cages.
Yes. So I already know there will probably be a whole nother. There'll probably be a Roots mini, a Roots mini marathon live later on. He's gonna respond and see what he'll do is he'll focus on me, but won't really address you.
Because he can't address the facts. He can't address the facts. You have to address why you are a pawn. You said you are a pawn. He can't address that. He can't address why. He has not addressed.
Why would you admit to being a pawn? Why would you admit to being a pawn? What was the benefit of you admitting that you're a pawn?
Because that's how pissed he was. I was back in the picture. That he was willing to even throw Dr. Reid under the bus just because I was here. Like, girl, are you okay?
Yeah. I just think that did it just get to a point where he felt like I said that the gravy train had
because to see Darius implying that he was a pawn would also imply that I'm a pawn. That's why. He was so consumed with his bullshit toward me that he was willing to throw Dr. Reid under the bus and further muddy the narrative by implying that if I'm a pawn, then you know what the fuck CTV is.
And now he's found out who is really the pawn, and boo, you have sacrificed your place on the board, on the chessboard. You knocked your own self out.
Don't even want to address predatory nature against the content creator, because he's the one doing all the praying, all this super chat and cash app and all is a predatory.
And then the way that I see him go into other people's chats, and the way that I see him attack people in other people's chats, and then he come on other people's platforms and try to overtalk their guests, and it's just like
it's tearing his ass up. Everybody has all of the critiques are there. How he disrespects other people's following, how he insults first responders and nurses. I mean, he's really just a gritty bitch. A gritty, gritty bitch who's built like something.
And baby, and the one thing, and one he better leave alone too is because she ain't really, because she's really sweet and mild mannered. But Sean Talks, he better leave Sean Talks alone.
But see, he's not, because see, he's a succubus, so he prays and needs that energy. Like he's like the Pennywise, like he gotta feed. He gotta feed every 27 hours because he's literally a miserable psychotic succubus. So he has to feed on the terror. So he likes reactionary people. That's really what his addiction to, unfortunately, King Jives is. For a long time, King Jives gave him what he needed, but King Jives learned that because he realized, oh, the bitch is feeding off of all of that. Yeah, he's a low vibrational, demonic, succubus ass.
When you been going over there to the vision, Salt should have done too. I mean, he should have got Salt should have got down here, shouldn't it?
I feel so sorry, Darius, that y'all even attracted something like this until y'all experience, baby. I want to apologize on behalf of the universe, baby, for y'all even stumbling upon this phenomenon. Because, baby, it don't get no sense.
It's funny because I used to have so much pressure for him just because because I'm from that school of thought where I'm from that place where we ain't with all that talk. If you got pressure, let's handle it. But I look at him now and he's a complete and utter joke. He's a joke.
Look, I was cringing at myself even starting this live. I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm lowering my IQ and I'm lowering my property value. Like this thing isn't even a formidable opponent.
He's a bad punchline.
Yeah. It's like I got time, child.
Yeah, honestly, like it's like right now, I got time for you. You know, I ain't worried because there's nothing he can say about me on the live. There's nothing he can say about me that he hasn't already said. He already done his death upon me, but I'm still living. And the thing is, even with what I got going on, health wise, I'm still healthier than you.
That part. Healthier in body and in spirit. Yeah.
But I don't have to pay for my trade.
You know what? $4.64 to the trade.
Because it was $8.88 the other night.
The trade fund, baby. $4.
It was $8.88 the other day.
And he better hope that ain't before taxes, baby. That is a mess. Well, I gotta get out of here, boo. Is there anything else that you want to add to?
No, it's just funny to me, and I just pray that the universe continues to pay him back with interest.
It will. It is. Right now, in real time, it is. It is. Oh yes, it is.
I appreciate you for being who you are, for being a truth teller.
Thank you.
For standing on business.
Got to. I appreciate you. And we're gonna keep our eyes open, baby, because you know the story. The rest is yet unwritten.
So we're working on the rebuttal because there'll be one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, enjoy your day, babes.
You too.
That was our Darius, y'all. Thomas, you talking about has McWig? No, McWig, and apologize for what? Can't we see the retribution happening in real time? I would rather these hoes not apologize and just suffer. I would rather them resist redemption, resist repentance, resist correcting their wrongs, and I would prefer to continue to have a front row seat at karmic retribution. That's more entertaining to me. You know, we're talking about people who are, I want y'all to understand, we're talking about reprobates. We're talking about people who have lost their factory reset capacity. They're cooked, baby. That broccoli is been done. It's gooey at this point, baby. It's not restorable, honey. It will remain in a raw, organic state. Okay. So if y'all want the truth and y'all want a chronological, cohesive breakdown, baby, I'm going to drop the link once again. Yeah, check that up. There you go, right there. Right there, baby. Right on the screen. And, oh, my hair is here. How about that? Oh, this was perfect. My hair is here. My commentary is complete. This was fun, you guys. I'm probably going to be a redhead when I see you guys in a few. So we're going to go live and talk about Onika Minaj. If you guys enjoyed everything you did here, you can always donate to Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or paypal.me/Consciouztv. Email me, y'all, at Consciouztv, and or follow me on Patreon and Instagram. All things spelled with a Z on the end. A bitch, you gotta go get beautiful, baby. I will see you guys later. Peace.